Hey, good morning, everybody. It is 8:29, August 26th, Sunday morning. Today, we are officially 7 weeks out from the October 13th NPC show, and a few changes this week. I'll be honest, been stumbling a little bit. So, a few changes this week in my macros and calorie target, and in my cardio. Yesterday, I had a little bit of extra time to get some cardio in on an early Saturday morning. So let me post this clip real quick and take a look at what that looks like, and also a progress pic as well, and I'll get back to you. Man, there's probably one out of every 10 people who ask me, "Hey, I want to get in shape. How do you do it?" Da, 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 da. They sit and ask questions while they're sitting on their ass. This right here, this one, he's one of them 10 who actually gets up, asks questions, and is eating. Steady eating. Steady eating. We just got done with 30 minutes, some creative cardio up on the basketball court. Them guns don't happen on accident. Them guns don't happen on accident. So yesterday, Saturday morning, I had a somewhat of a free morning. Didn't have anything going on until 9. But our local gym here in Saratoga Springs doesn't open until 6 on Saturday. So on mornings that my kids have something going on or whatever, I'll go over to Riverton, which opens at 5 on Saturday. So that's what I did yesterday. My boys, which I coach their football team, this ain't even our logo. I don't know why they printed this. But the first, second grade age group that I coach, and then my other son, the third grade age group, they actually play during the week, which is great because it's freed up our Saturdays. But my girls, their regular season, their soccer, they play club soccer. Their regular season starts up here pretty soon, so our Saturdays would be full again. But I had a nephew playing here. Had a football game here in Lehigh at 9 a.m., so decided to go over to Riverton yesterday morning. And my goal was to get 2,000 calories burned. And I gave myself at max 3 hours to do it. So anyways, fortunately ran into Sione Havili there. And so got in with him. You know, honestly, like typically I like being locked in and just training. But when I got like a 2 hour, and that's kind of where I've been on average, is training for 2 hours every morning, and at about the 2 hours, like I'm running out of gas. But also, like, I'm balls to the wall that entire 2 hours. So I actually almost prefer training alone, just because I can just stay focused in, and I rest just as much as I absolutely need to, and I just keep going. There's no chit chat or anything like that slow me down, because I don't have time. Like, I literally am like just burning everything in the gas tank in those 2 hours, 2 hours at 205, 210, trying to get to my 1600 calorie burn. So yesterday though, running into Sunday actually was great because it gave me a little bit of extra push to make it to that from 1600 all the way up to the 2000 calorie burn that I was trying to get to, and still trying to get a little bit more creative. So what changed this week? One, honestly, I've been kind of stumbling this last week. It's been harder. It feels like it's harder and harder to hit the same calorie burn, and it's also harder and harder for me to be able to maintain the same calories. So I've kind of been all over the place with calories, not crazy, but enough that it's caused kind of a slump. This morning, still I'm weighing in at 202, which is good, but I'm going to be reaching, if I'm being honest with myself, I'm going to be reaching if I'm going to get into the condition that I need to get into in the next 7 weeks. So changes that I've made. So I've now reduced my calories from what used to be 2645 to 2560. So about 25 and a half, 2550 is what I want to kind of average at. So that also means that I've dropped my carbs down from 315 down to 290. I'm increasing my protein from 200 to 215. I want to see if that swap will make a difference, just the ratios, if my body will respond better in the higher ratio of protein to carbs. And then my fats I'm also reducing by 5 grams to 60 grams. So 290 carbs, 215 protein, and 60 fat. And so this entire process I've been measuring week to week and taking weeks on average. Now that I'm within 8 weeks and under 7 weeks, I'm actually going to just kind of measure it every 3 to 5 days. I want to see what I'm averaging every 3 to 5 days. Is it making the adjustments is it making the moves that I want it to make? If not, I'm going to make adjustments more frequently along the way. And again, click on my spreadsheet, check it out. People ask, how did you figure out your calories or your macros? Well, I did use MyFitnesspal, to give me a guideline. And then from there, I track meticulously. And I know a lot of people don't want to do it, and I don't know, that sucks. If you really want to understand the way I did it, that's exactly how I did it. I tracked every single day. I look at averages day over day, week over week, and I've made slow adjustments like that. And that's calculating what I'm eating, also calculating what I'm burning in a day, and I've been able to really, really lock in. And I feel like I've made great progress. You can share your own opinion just from the progress pic and the video. But you can see, so aside from the calorie and macronutrient update or change this week, I've also slightly changed my cardio a little bit this week. So it's kind of up in the air if I'm going to continue to do it. I just want to see how I respond. My target goal is still 1,600 calories burned every day in my workout, 6 days a week. That's my goal, is to hit that on average. I've changed up from 70 minutes of cardio to 80 minutes of cardio. 80 minutes of cardio. So I go in, I was doing 25 minutes elliptical, 25 minutes bike, and then 20 minutes on the heavy bag. I am now, or this week at least, I've done 30 minutes elliptical, 30-minute bike, and then 20 minutes on the heavy bag. And the heavy bag, I just love the heavy bag. And I know I get comments about, like, you need to keep your hands. Look, I'm not a fighter, right? I do try to work on it, but my goal is to burn as many calories as I can. And so honestly, I'm trying to get to between 700 to 800 calories burned in my first 60 minutes, so I can meet my 1600 by 2 hours, which for me is like stretching and reaching for everything I got, because my average is about it takes me about 2 hours and 2 hours 2 hours 10 minutes to get there. So anyways, that's what it like. Hitting the heavy bag, I love it. Like, I know it's kind of like douchebaggery a little bit. People watching me like, this dude think he a fighter, like over here karate chopping that bag. No, like, I'm just trying to get my calories burned up. And then yesterday, whenever I get to go to Riverton as well, I like to do these drills, just time myself up. So I've got a 30-minute interval timer where 4 minutes, constant movement, shooting, layups, whatever, and then 1 minute rest in between. And that was 6 rounds yesterday. So Sione Havili, he's the one that actually put me on yesterday to the drills we did. So the clip I showed was like just layups, right? Like 4 minutes of straight layups, touch half court layup, touch half court layup. But we did like baseline jump shot, each side, back and forth, nonstop. We did free throw, jump shot, touch half court, free throw, jump shot, touch half court. We even did free throw, jump shot, touch opposite three-pointer, come back, free throw, jump shot, rebound, opposite. And then we finished the last round we did for 4 minutes was full length layups. And like, man, I was dying. But it got me to that 2,000 calories. So big up, Sione. And thanks for that push again yesterday. So those are the primary changes that I'm making. I'm cutting my carbs down. And I'm gonna do I've got to make sure that I'm adhering to them. Cut my carbs down to 290, and I've increased my protein. And I've been able to do that by just slight changes. So although I don't follow a meal plan, people always ask me like, hey, well, first, I was listening to on the Never Quit podcast with David Goggins, an interview they did with David Goggins, and it is Marcus Luttrell and David something else, Navy SEAL guys, right? Just some tough, like their voices sound tough. And if you don't know who David Goggins is, do something with yourself. Go look him up. Read Living with the SEAL, or listen to his interviews. Google him, whatever, or YouTube him. But he always talks about, because I do get it as well. Now, I'm no like superstar or whatever, but I do get, people always ask, hey man, so what exactly do you eat, or what exactly do you do, or what exactly are your workouts? And he makes a point. He says, people ask as if you are going to give them this exact template that they're going to come in and execute and accomplish what you've accomplished. And that's bullshit, okay? It is bullshit. It's like step one, I train balls to the wall. Okay, so that's step one. So for anyone who asks, and I try not to be rude or whatever when people ask questions, but I'm like, that's step one. Step one is I train balls to the wall. Okay, the other part of it is I come in and I track everything, but people don't want to do that. One, most people don't want to train balls to the wall. They want to find like, hey, what is the easiest, most efficient, shortest way to be able to get there? And then the other one is like, oh man, I hate tracking. I hate having to track everything. Well, that's my answer. That's what I do. So if it doesn't work for you, then ask somebody else or do something else. The other point that he brings up as well is, which is why I'm glad Sione was there yesterday. I was able to point him out a little bit on my Instagram, is because most people ask questions about like, hey, I want to be able to do this, I want to be able to do that, while they're sitting down doing nothing. Like they want they want the exact blueprint, every single answer or step laid out before they take any action at all. Where you have a fraction of people who, yes, ask questions, yes, inquire, like, searching on the internet or whatever, as they're getting up and trying to do something. And I can relate to that a lot, because I came into the whole competing, game just because I saw a friend do it, and I was like, I know I train just as hard as that dude, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I started kind of just experimenting with my, trying to diet, and I asked a ton of questions, but I was constantly trying to do something different for myself to see what worked and see if I could try to apply what was being told to me. And progressively over the years, I've been able to fine tune and get better and understand and learn more through a lot of it through my own experience, and seeing how that's how the effects or how the advice has really applied and affected me. Where to this day, there's still like so many people who will ask all these questions and not take a damn step. David Goggins' example is, he's an ultra runner, right? He runs marathons that are 100 plus miles. But before he even understood what the hell he was doing, he got out and he ran. So in order to train for his first 100 miler, he had to get out and run a mile, right? He had to start somewhere and go. And along the way, he learned. And he talks about all these things that he just kind of, just got out and started doing. And that's probably my biggest advice is like, oh man, I want to know how do I diet or whatever. Well, try eating less, or try getting the hell up and going on a walk, or try something new as you're searching, as you're asking, as you're looking for answers, and then try applying them, because there is no specific template that works for every single person. And so I don't know, he just truly resonates with me what he said. And in fact, that's where the whole saying of my t-shirts that want it like you say you do is because applied to myself as well, or applies to myself as well in many cases. But so many people will say, oh, I want to get shape, dude, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then their ass don't even go to the they're not even up going to the gym. They see me eating ice cream or whatever, so they want to sit their ass down and eat ice cream, but they ain't burning 600 calories 1600 calories in their workouts a day. They ain't tracking and managing that chocolate ice cream within their calories for the day. They haven't spent the time to understand what their calories should be. Instead, they want to ask a question, not get the answer that they want, sit back and just wallow in, I don't know, self-pity or self-regret or whatever it is, without getting up and doing something. So I guess my biggest message, which is to me, myself constantly, to my kids, to the Little League team that I coach, to you who are watching, is to do something. Get up and do something. Take action and make something happen. And so I don't know where I'm going with all that, but that's just been on my mind a lot, especially now coming into the last 7 weeks, because I'm not necessarily tired or anything. Actually, I feel pretty good. I just know my conditioning has got to improve a ton. That's just me being realistic. For the average person or the average gym goer, I'm sure. I think that I'm in great shape. I'm in the best shape I've been in the last 4 years. But as far as conditioning for a competition on stage, I still got a ton of work to do, and I'm gonna have to be cutting it close. So to that though, I posted yesterday on my Instagram, and if you noticed, I didn't mention anything about the competition coming up or anything like that. And that was somewhat of a conscious move, is because sometimes I know, like in this whole fitness competitor circle, like you could see it, like, or at least I see it. I walk into a gym and then you could tell which ones are competitors, right? One, they sit around and they circle jerk each other, and like, they're like the cool crowd and whatever, and like they identify first with being this, fitness or exercise health figure, right? And for me, straight up, I don't give a shit. One, I don't care about your cool crowd. I don't care about belonging in your cool crowd. I sure in the hell don't care about your attention. I'm meaning, and this figuratively, this group, right? And I had a good conversation with a friend, I'm only connected with via social media and stuff like that, but we're kind of going back and forth. He was a competitor and a tremendous competitor as well, and kind of going back and forth, about like competing and all that stuff. And one thing that I had to make sure that was clear to him, that I admired and I am inspired by him, is first and before everything, I am a father and a provider. And I take more pride in that than any of these, like, fitness or figure or any accolade or any, compliments or whatever that anyone could give you in a gym or in this circle of cool crowd. Like, I don't give a damn. And, I really wanted that person to understand, like, how impressed I was by their career by their marriage, by their family, with their children, and everything that they do. And that's really where my dream is. Like, I didn't grow up dreaming to be, oh, I want to be a fitness guy. Da 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 da. Nah, man, that really just came about. Like, I never thought I could actually do that, so it was never a consideration. But I was always kind of fine with it, and it was born of me just wanting to test myself and see, like, man, could I really do it? That's where it really stemmed from. But my dream, I literally, which I don't know if it sounds like corny or cheesy or if I'm selling myself short, but I'm literally living my dream. I have always wanted to be a father. I don't know that I always knew that I wanted to be a father, but I always wanted to be a father. I've always wanted my kids to grow. I always want to be able to raise and teach them how I was taught. Maybe not the same methods I was taught, but to teach them mental, emotional strength, to teach them self-confidence, to be able to spend time with them and push them and drive them. And I'm coaching my sons. I watch them. They excel in school, which thank goodness for their mom. She's just does everything for them to help them be set up for success with school, and they actually love school. So that's their mom's side as well. They sure in hell ain't my side. But the fact that I get I'm up at 4 in the morning every day. I train from 5 to 7. Come home, I'm able to have a quick breakfast or see my kids for a few minutes before they head out for school. Now that school's back in, I go to work. From work, I go straight to football practice. And if it's not football practice, it's soccer practice. And if it's not that, it's wrestling. If it's not that, it's track. And like every single night, and we are not home. Like, we literally are not home. And it's not just me. It's my wife. My wife's at one place with soccer. I'm at one place with football. And we are literally not home till after 8 o'clock every single night. And I genuinely love every second of it. And so I wanted this person to understand, like, look, dude, this whole, cutting and stuff, I love the progress. I love being able to challenge myself and see how I transform. But this is not on the list of my priorities at all. It's just something that challenges me and I enjoy doing. But my priorities are there. Faith, family, and then everything else after that. So that was long, a lot of me rambling. But anyways, I don't know who's going to watch this. This video is probably a little bit longer than the most recent ones have been. 7 weeks out. Check out my spreadsheet. Click on the damn link in the description of the video to look at the spreadsheet. You'll see what I mean when I'm meticulous and I'm calculated as a mother's. Connect with me on MyFitnesspal so you can see what I mean every single day. Even when I am way out of bounds with my goals for the day, I'll still put it in there so you can see and kind of understand, like, what I'm doing every single day, and that you're not the only one who messes up if you are messing up. 7 weeks out. Follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, and I'm going to send you out, or I'm going to try to anyways, with a highlight video from my Little League team's first game. And my team is bad, and my son is just a role player. But he's got one more year at this age group, so my fingers are crossed for next year. But check it out.